Imagine waking up tomorrow in a completely different body. Insane, right? Like, one minute you're you, and the next, bam. You're looking out of someone else's eyes, living their life. It sounds like something straight out of a crazy sci-fi movie, but what if it was actually possible? What if you could experience life as a pro athlete for a day, feeling their strength and skill? Or what if you could understand what your quietest friend is really going through by literally being them? The possibilities are absolutely mind-blowing and honestly a little terrifying too. In this video, we're diving deep into the craziest what-if-ever body switching. We're going to explore every single angle. How it could boost our empathy like never before. How you could instantly download skills like in the Matrix. The insane health benefits and the perspective shifts that could change society forever. So buckle up, because by the end of this, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about identity, experience, and what it means to be human. All right, let's kick things off with something huge. Empathy. We all talk about it, right? Trying to understand what other people are feeling. But what if you could literally feel it? Imagine switching bodies with someone you have a major disagreement with. For one whole day, you're not just walking in their shoes, you are them. You feel their anxieties, their joys, their secret fears, everything. That's not just understanding, that's next level connection. Think about it. Politicians swapping with citizens from struggling communities. Bosses swapping with their most overworked employees. Imagine the instant understanding, the immediate breakdown of barriers. Suddenly those abstract problems you hear about on the news, they're your problems. It's like an empathy cheat code, and the potential for resolving conflicts is massive. We're talking global peace-level stuff here, people. How would this change your relationships? Imagine switching with your parents for a day when you were a rebellious teen. Or swapping with your partner during a heated argument. Suddenly you'd get it. You'd feel their stress, their perspective, the things they can't quite put into words. Arguments could dissolve in minutes, replaced by a level of understanding that usually takes years to build. It's like couples therapy on steroids, but for everyone. The societal impact would be gigantic. Prejudice and discrimination often stem from a lack of understanding. If you could spend a day as someone from a different race, religion, or background, how could you hold on to those negative stereotypes? It would be like a global empathy bath, washing away layers of misunderstanding. We'd be forced to confront our biases in the most direct way possible. Ultimately, if we could truly experience life from another's viewpoint, it would force us to be more compassionate, more understanding, and more connected. This empathy boost is huge. Okay, so empathy is amazing, but what about skills? Imagine this. You want to learn to play the guitar like a rock god, or perform surgery like a top surgeon, or even fly a fighter jet. Normally that takes years, decades even, of insane dedication and practice. But what if you could just switch bodies with an expert for a day? Boom, instant skills. You'd feel their muscle memory, access their knowledge, perform tasks with their level of expertise. This is like the ultimate life hack. Seriously, think about the learning process completely revolutionized. Instead of struggling through textbooks or endless practice sessions, you could get a direct, first-hand experience of mastery. Imagine a student pilot switching with an experienced captain for a landing, or a culinary student swapping with a Michelin star chef for a dinner service. The learning curve wouldn't just be shortened, it would be practically obliterated. You'd absorb skills at a rate that's currently impossible. The implications for education and training are staggering. You could become a polymath, a master of multiple disciplines, in a fraction of the time it currently takes. Want to learn 5 languages? Switch with native speakers for a week? Want to understand quantum physics? Swap with a leading physicist for a day of research. The potential for personal growth and development is absolutely off the charts. We're talking about unlocking human potential on an unprecedented scale. Despite the challenges, the idea of instantly acquiring skills is unbelievably tempting. The world would be filled with multi-talented people. Chapter 3, I switched into the world's healthiest person. The results will shock you. Now, let's talk about something that affects every single one of us. Health. Imagine you're struggling with bad habits, low energy, or a chronic condition. What if you could switch bodies with someone who is the epitome of health? Someone with a perfectly functioning body, boundless energy, and an optimal diet. For one day, you get to experience what peak physical well-being actually feels like. This isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling incredible from the inside out. Think about the motivational power of this. If you spent a day in a super healthy body, feeling light, energetic, and pain-free, wouldn't that give you an insane drive to improve your own health when you switch back? You'd have a direct, visceral understanding of what you're aiming for. It's one thing to read about the benefits of exercise and healthy eating. It's another thing entirely to feel those benefits coursing through your veins. It could be the ultimate kickstart to a healthier lifestyle. For people with chronic illnesses or disabilities, this could be a profound experience. To have a temporary reprieve, to feel what it's like to move without pain, or to have a body that functions without constant struggle, it could offer incredible psychological relief and a renewed sense of hope. It wouldn't be a cure, but that temporary experience of normalcy or peak health could be incredibly valuable for mental well-being and perspective. Despite these concerns, the allure of experiencing true vitality, even temporarily, is undeniable. It's a health revolution waiting to happen. Chapter 4. I switched bodies with someone from a completely different life. My worldview is forever changed. We've talked empathy, skills, health, all massive. But what about your entire worldview? Imagine switching bodies with someone from a completely different culture, a different socio-economic background, a different country, maybe even a different time period if we're getting really wild. For a day, you're living their reality, seeing the world through their lens, shaped by their unique experiences. This isn't just a change of scenery, it's a fundamental shift in perspective that could literally redefine who you are and how you see everything. Think about the prejudices and biases we all carry, often unconsciously. Spending a day as someone from a group you've stereotyped could shatter those misconceptions in an instant. You'd experience their daily struggles, their joys, their community, their fears, firsthand. It's one thing to read about different cultures or lifestyles, it's another to live it. This could be the most powerful tool against ignorance and intolerance ever conceived. Your entire framework for understanding the world would be challenged and expanded. Imagine a wealthy CEO switching bodies with a minimum wage worker in one of their factories for a day, or a city dweller swapping with a farmer in a remote rural area. The insights gained would be invaluable. It would foster a level of understanding between different segments of society that is currently unimaginable. Policy decisions, social programs, even everyday interactions could be transformed by this deep experiential knowledge of other lives. This kind of perspective shift could also ignite incredible creativity and innovation by experiencing different ways of thinking, different approaches to problem solving, different cultural values. You'd come back with a vastly expanded mental toolkit. It's like cross-pollinating ideas on a global scale, but at a deeply personal level. Solutions to complex global problems might emerge from these unique, blended perspectives. Chapter 5. The dark side of body switching no one talks about. This could go so wrong. We've explored the amazing benefits of body switching, empathy, skills, health, new perspectives. It sounds like a utopia, right? But every incredible technology has a dark side. The potential for things to go horribly wrong is massive. Ethical nightmares, moral quandaries, and chaos could be unleashed if we're not careful. First and foremost, consent. This is huge. Who decides if you switch bodies? What if someone switches into your body without permission? That's the ultimate violation of personal autonomy. Imagine someone living your life, making decisions as you, accessing your private information. The potential for abuse is terrifying. We'd need ironclad consent protocols, but how do you enforce them perfectly? Then there's the issue of responsibility. If someone commits a crime while in your body, who's to blame? The legal system would have a meltdown trying to figure this out. Contracts signed, relationships formed or broken while someone else is driving. It would create a legal and social minefield. How do you prove who was really in control at any given moment? What about exploitation? Imagine a scenario where people are forced to switch bodies against their will, or where certain bodies, perhaps those of celebrities, athletes, or highly skilled individuals, become commodities, rented out to the highest bidder. It could create a new form of slavery, a body market where people's very beings are bought and sold for temporary use. The rich could live countless lives, while the poor are reduced to vessels. That's a dystopian future I don't want any part of. So while body switching offers these incredible, almost magical possibilities, we absolutely cannot ignore the terrifying downsides. The ethical framework required to manage such a technology would need to be incredibly robust, and even then, the potential for misuse and unintended consequences is enormous. Chapter 6. So, would you switch bodies? The ultimate question. Okay, wow, we have been on a wild ride today, haven't we? We've dived headfirst into the absolutely insane world of body switching. We explored the incredible, highs-gaining, god-tier empathy that could change how we relate to each other, instantly downloading skills like a superhero, experiencing peak physical health, and having our entire worldview flipped upside down by living someone else's life. It all sounds pretty amazing, right? But then we also stared into the abyss of the dark side. The terrifying ethical dilemmas, the potential for identity theft, exploitation, and the complete breakdown of trust in society as we know it. It's a lot to process. So, after all that, the biggest question remains, what do you think? If you had a button right now, a totally safe, one-time use button to switch bodies with anyone for 24 hours, would you press it? And who would you switch with? A world leader? Your favorite celebrity? Someone you want to understand better? Or is the risk, the weirdness, just too much? I genuinely want to know. Drop your thoughts, your craziest ideas, your biggest fears about body switching in the comments below. You know I read every single one, and your comments on these what-if videos are always gold. Until next time, keep questioning everything and stay awesome.